Alright. It's recording.
Okay, welcome back to Mass Discussion podcast number 2, episode 2. How are we getting on, boys?
Who you got on the podcast? You didn't even say who's on the podcast.
Gonna say with this dude, that dude, the other dude. You gotta introduce us too, man.
We have
It's the same as last week. Alright, on the podcast we have Dan Pastic, Ginger Josh, and Josh.
The majestic cunt, because my surname is difficult.
Because the cunt name.
Now, it's a bit of a special episode, this one, because it's somebody's birthday today.
It is.
Nicki Minaj's birthday. It is. It's Nicki Minaj's birthday as well.
Oh, Nicki's?
Yeah.
Oh, do I share the same birthday?
Yeah, you do.
Your
Happy birthday, buddy.
It's not too bad. I've got to be careful. My fiance's in the other room, what I say.
You did say you like ebony porn.
Yeah, that goes on.
I did say that. That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. All right.
Yeah.
So, is what's people been up to since we last did the last one? Has anyone been doing something special?
Well, you're the birthday boy. I want to see what you've been getting up to, mate.
Yeah, what have you been up to? Yeah?
Well, I did have an off-plan meal. JP said I could have an off-plan meal, so I went to Nando's because that was the place I wanted to go to. Because I'm cheap and well, it's not too cheap, is it? Cheap and cheerful, you like to say. I don't need that 5-star treatment. I quite like the old Nando's experience. Bit of the hot sauce, you know what I mean? She has the extra hot stuff, then you get it mixed up, and it's all fucking your mouth up. And then you go to the toilet, don't wash, you put a bit on your knob, you've had it. You know what I mean? You've been touching those chicken wings. Yeah, we've all been there. Don't tell me you've not been there, Dad. Don't look at me like that. You've been there, sitting there, fucking with your knob in the fucking sink, trying to splash water on it. Nothing happens. And then some big dude walks in and thinks, what the fuck's going on in here? Yeah, it's embarrassing. Other than that, yes, eating and training still. I had cake today. I had a bit of cake. And I'm pretty happy. I mean, I'm flying. I'm at a minute. And then, yeah, numbers are going up. I'm happy. And I'm currently eating, this is seasoned chicken before anyone kills me. Look at that, season one side. Currently eating chicken in the rice.
Oh. What flavour cake was it?
Carrot cake. Ginger, mate. You've got to get on.
Nice.
Got to get on
Carrot cake. You can't beat fucking carrot cake.
No, you can't beat carrot cake.
You really can't. Carrot cake is the best cake that exists. And if anyone has anything to say about that, you can leave right now.
Wait, do you disagree? Because you look like you're not a carrot cake guy.
Oh, mate, I love carrot cake.
Okay. You look like you were about to say, you were all quiet after Josh said, you can leave. Oh, that's not saying anything.
I love carrot cake. The question is, do you have the frosting on the top or do you have the frosting in the middle?
You have both.
Yeah, both. With walnuts.
Yeah, there was stuff on it. I was eating it. I was just getting it in, you know what I mean?
I was going to say, with your cake, were you going to sit on it or were you going to eat it?
It was in my mouth. What about you guys? What have you guys been doing? What have you guys been doing? Anyone done some crazy shit?
Nothing crazy. I've been to Birmingham training
Ultimate Fitness. That's about it.
You trained at Ultimate Fitness?
Yeah.
What's that gym like? I've never been there.
I mean, it's a good gym. Like, the kit is good. Not the friendliest gym. Like, Simon who runs it is sound as fuck, but it's like any place. You walk into a new gym and people just look at you in a funny way.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's they look at you going, I know this guy, or who the fuck is this prick? It's a combination of both. So yeah, it was a good session. It was better than nothing, I suppose. But yeah, it's a good gym. I like Ultimate, man. I think it's a good gym.
I've never been there.
You've never been?
I've never been to Ultimate. You know what? I've never trained in a gym in Birmingham. I haven't trained because all I did was the final was get tanned in Emporium.
Emporium's a good gym too. It's a bit bigger.
The weirdest thing about Emporium is like a gym that I knew of. I didn't know, and then went outside it and it was like no parking. And I was like, fucking hell! Imagine like at the expo, because you know when like Body Power and like remember that video of Phil Heath and Kai Green training together, and it was fucking round. Like imagine turning up on your fucking late night. Right, and you've been working all fucking day, and you rock up, and those two are there, and it was rammed. You'd be like, I can't even do a session. I was thinking, this is what I thought when I got there. This is how weird I am. I thought, fuck, where did everyone park? You must have had cars down the road. And it's not exactly like it's on a fucking small little alleyway, is it? It's on a main fucking road.
Birmingham parking is fucking agony anyway, man. Like, even around Ultima. Around Ultima, there's like 3 parking spots, and then you just got to find your fucking way. I had to park halfway up the street. I probably did more steps walking to the gym than I do most days.
I had to do 10,000 steps to get to the fucking gym.
I got a kilo lighter today just from walking to the fucking place.
Jesus.
Around Body Power, if you want to have like a proper session and have a good atmosphere, either train in Coventry, there's Future Fitness and Fitness Factory, or go Solihull and train at Dino's.
I heard that Ironworks is a good gym as well.
I've never been on one.
I've never been to Dino's.
I got suggested Ironworks yesterday, but it was way out of my way because I had to make sure that I was close enough to pick my missus up when she was done doing what she had to do. And Ironworks is way out my way.
Yeah. Dino's looks good, though. I love Dino putting his stories out.
Yeah,
they're fucking... He's like an OG, man. He's like... He's a British bodybuilder. Like, if you listen to this, you don't know Dino's, just literally type him on... I mean, he deserves so much more in, like, just of a following on there. Some of the stuff he comes up with is just fucking out of this world.
I remember about 2 Body Powers ago, I trained there and I was doing deadlifts. And mate, he was going absolutely mental at me, like to pull some weight, like screaming at me. I pulled 280 for 2, which at the time was really good for me.
Still pretty good.
I was 21. That was like a PB as well. He was going fucking ape shit. I was not gonna like not pull that.
Love that shit.
Yeah, man.
Sorry, I'm banging in some food.
I've had a bit of a weird week, really. I've had 5 days rest off the gym, forced by Jordan. Just like deload. I said I do need to rest, but I will need to prolong it till Christmas. And he said no. Now you've said that, you got to rest now because he knows what I'm like. I'll get injured before then.
But you said this on the previous episode.
Did I?
You said that you were like borderline injury every fucking session.
Yeah, well, I took the 5 days rest and I'm back to training tomorrow. It's just kind of, it's weird because I started getting itchy feet like Monday and I was nearly trained today. Nearly did, but I told myself, no, don't do it. So I'm glad I didn't really.
Yeah, but it's still beneficial. Like after my shows, I had 19 days off the gym. Like that was bliss. I've never done that before in my life. The most I've taken off is like 2 days in a row in 6 years. I'm doing 19 days and I felt fucking amazing for it. And I came back and I was like, fucking let's go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How many wanks do you have in your deload week?
It's funny you say that actually. I'd say there's greater activity.
Yeah, mate.
Usual.
Mate.
Man.
There's been more growth on your right arm than your left arm in this team.
Man, if you fuck deload. Take a week where you don't do any weightlifting. Go swimming. Go cycling.
Mate, that's what I do. I can't do these deload sessions. It's pointless to me.
It's pointless. I genuinely think it's pointless. Your body needs a break from training weights now and again. It's good for you.
For me, if you train hard enough, then that's the way to go because you're going to go in the gym and you're going to have that standard that you know you're not going to be able to hit. And I feel unfulfilled.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be able to do it. I'm not going to be able to hold myself back. Like,
there's so many other alternatives to like exercise. Gym is just exercise, but it's weight bearing exercise. You want to get away from that. Go fucking swimming. You'll work your body. You'll be in agony. If you go swimming, you don't swim, and you go for a proper swim, you'll be in fucking pieces the next day.
I haven't even done that, mate. I've done no.
Yeah, I totally agree. Because a deload is a week off, and that's what I did. I did a week off training. It was like
how often do you have them? Do you schedule them or do you just go by field?
Individual. Jordan does it like individual, like we'll play it by your mood. I was in a stage where I was just beaten up. I was pretty much like Dan. I was like, I am waking up and I am feeling like I've had a fight with Mike Tyson and I lost. And I'm getting up and it was like this week I've just been getting up, but my strength went up like ridiculously fast. And it wasn't like there was no new compounds or any like it wasn't just at the start of a blast or anything. It was like mid-cycle, and it was like I just don't know what happened. I just big influx of strength just come out of fucking nowhere, and I just felt beaten up really bad. And he was like, "It's probably to do with that, but let's have." I think we did another week, and then I was like, "Look, I really feel like I'm beaten up," and he's like, "Right, deload," and we just took the rest day food and. I felt weird, man. I felt all right. I got preoccupied with things. I think I took a few extra shifts of work and just was like to do things and had plenty of wanks and played Xbox. That was pretty much it.
I think if you can't take a day off because your thing is going to the gym, you need to find other shit to do in your life because you've got a shit life.
I still went to the gym, but I just went and worked.
You should be able to do other things outside of the gym. And be able to have a week off and still occupy your time, you know?
Yeah.
And if you can't, try new shit
it's
to see what you enjoy.
Well, it's the difference between the... is everyone still on?
Yeah.
All the pictures have gone on my thing. Anyway, it's the difference between like a competitor and just a normal gym rat though, really, isn't it? Are you in the gym to train and socialise or whatever, or are you in the gym for results? I mean, for us, we love to train, but we know we need the results because we compete on stage as well. So we know we need the rest.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like when people say, how many days do you go to the gym a week? I'm like, it varies. I could go 4 and I could go, between 3 and 5, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like if my recovery is dipping a little bit because I'm off cycle or whatever, and then I get 3 sessions in a week, there'll be 3 fucking good sessions. But I don't need any more. My body's like, okay, that's enough. I'm like, really? Oh, I thought you trained 7 days a week. And I'm like, fucking insane, bro. Like,
that's why they look the same year after year.
Crazy.
Yeah.
If you could train 7 days a week, you're not training. You're fucking about.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
I mean, if I train balls to the wall 3 days in a row, there's no way I'm going in the 4th day. I
can't do 3 days in a row, man.
Fuck no.
I have to do like 2 days in a row. I do push, I do legs. After that leg session, that rest day just gets me ready for the fucking pool. Like today, I do heavy hack squats. I do they're also going to be a bit. I do hack squats on the leg day on my first rotation. I have a rest day and I do rack pulls today. And even my hammies were a little sore. Like when I pulled it up. On the first set, I felt my hammies on it. I was like, oh, fucking hell. I wasn't even using much. My lower back was going, but I felt like I could feel it. Do you know what I mean? I was like, oh, fucking hell. That was pretty sketchy.
They're like stabilizer.
Oh, man, if you don't look forward to your rest days, you need to train harder.
Yeah.
That's how I gauge. If a client says to me, oh, bro, I'm doing rest, you schedule the rest on this day. Like some people, you have to schedule rest days. Because if you say go by feel, they won't fucking rest.
No,
so it's like, right, take 2 rest days a week. And then, oh, bro, and you've trained 4 days, 3 days in a row, and you don't feel like resting, bro, train harder. Because seriously, man.
Yeah, that's one of my signs that I need to take I don't want to call it a deload, just like a rest week, is that I do not want to see the sight of a gym at all. Like, I couldn't think of anything worse than wanting to train. Then you get that feeling back. I mean, as I said, by Monday, I was getting itchy feet. I'm like, okay, I'm ready to go now. And that's what you want. That's what I'm trying to get out of it.
Yeah, so after the British this year, I had a hiatus against training. I just didn't want to be in there. I couldn't stand the sight of a gym. And I took similar to you off, Josh. I took about maybe 15 days, 2 weeks off training completely. Just got my head clear. And when I come back again, I was firing all cylinders. Any niggles I had prior, just gone. Literally
totally,
gone.
Man. I mean, you look at most pros, and they take a very long time. I mean, obviously they're already at their peak, shall we say? They in terms of progress, it's more, I think, detail and nailing the condition at shows. They already have that bulk of muscle.
The foundation.
Of course, they have the foundation set, but they take a fucking long time off training because they know how important it is once you've done a fucking hard prep.
Mm.
And
look at Roden after his Olympia win and turning up at Pittsburgh like that. I thought that was epic.
Remember that shit? What about that? That was nuts. After the British on 2018, I did that. I did did a week off. Jordan said take a week of training, just like straight away. Week of training. Checked in. And was like,
what are you going to achieve the week after a show, 2 weeks after a show by training? It's not going to make any difference if you do or don't. If you do, you just, you got more food in you. You probably feel like training. You want to feel that fucking epic post-show pump, but it's not going to make you any bigger or any better.
Actually, it does on Instagram. I'm just saying. Mate, all right. So I didn't train till the Friday after my show, and the show was on the Sunday. I had that time off.
Yeah.
But I did a session on the Saturday, and I took a back picture. Never seen my back look that big. So there is a thing like the post show.
Of course, man. Don't get me wrong. I did struggle to not touch a weight after my shows because you're eating more food. You feel like God. You're just like, oh, I want to see myself looking epic. It's not even I want to lift heavy weight. It's I want to see myself looking great.
Yeah. Are you guys actually strong after the show?
No.
My strength goes like from here to just like here.
Yeah, I'm the same.
Like my strength at the moment is superior to my last off-season peak.
It took me 4 weeks to get like not back to where I was, but within something that's not embarrassing.
Yeah, I was about 3.
I'm now all-time strength now.
Yeah.
But it took me a while. I was fucked.
I think the rest did me a lot of good, though, in that sense.
Yeah, I think that's where we're the same, Josh. I took the rest off, and then it was all gun blazing when I hit there. For about 4 weeks, I was lifting weights I hadn't touched before, and then it sort of plateaued for a bit before another spurt went.
Yeah. And now, the only thing I noticed at the moment is my recovery is a little bit longer. I mean, I've been off now for coming up to 6 weeks. So my recovery's dipped a little bit. But aside from that, my strength is still super high. I'm just trying to not push the boundaries until I go back on in Jan.
That's very smart.
All right. What about you? Come on. You showing anything? What you been doing?
Mate, working, really. The last week, busy. Early start.
Shitting. Eating.
Mate, shitting and eating a lot.
Shitting, eating, burping. I like taking a big shit. Feels good, manly.
It does. Actually, talking about it, my digestion's been crap since we last spoke.
There we go. Something happened. What's happened with your digestion, lad?
Dan has been putting in your papaya with your beef. And I put that in the last 3 days of my post-workout meal, and it's better, to say the least. It just sort of...
Have you got beef in your post-workout meal?
What's that?
Have you got beef in your post-workout meal?
It's like post-workout meal.
Oh, okay.
So say after I have the quick, and then like after I have that with some pineapple and bits and pieces. Yeah. About 2 hours after I train.
Yeah.
Pineapple and beef?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Pineapple, beef and rice. Pineapple rice.
Pineapple and steak is nice. So pineapple, yeah.
It's like sweet and salty.
Yeah.
I haven't thought about that. That's a good idea.
How's training been this week? I haven't seen you in the gym because obviously I've been resting. You hit a PB or something?
Yeah, I hit an all-time PB on squats. I hit 270 for 6.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, baby.
Right.
That come out of nowhere.
You strong bastard.
Yeah. Do you all squat?
Yeah.
No, I don't do barbell.
A variation of squats, yeah.
I do variation, yeah.
I've just started squatting again, but not to get my legs big, just overall get me dense.
I like squatting, but I feel like I just progress very quickly in strength, and then it becomes more of a liability than an actual pro to have in my routine.
I squat on the Smith and sissy squat.
I'll do sit.
No,
Yeah,
a narrow squat on the Smith. That's about
I
it.
think that's safer and a lot more. You can target your quads that much better.
Yeah.
I've always been
I
a
prefer-
strong squatter since I was younger. I think it's just like a movement I go to. That or hacks.
But your quads are rather large, are they not?
I'm definitely quad and leg dominant, 100%.
Hack squats.
Hacks, I love.
Me and Dan have got a hack at our gym, and it's the hardest hack squat I've ever used in my life. It's like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
so I get messages when I put videos on my Instagram of me hacking on that. So I'm doing like 5 plates. At the minute, I'm having to do like a 5-second pause in the hole because my patella's a bit beaten up. People like 5 plates, mate. I've seen people do 8 plates on that. I'm like,
no,
you haven't been on our hack. You have not been on our hack. Anyone who knows the notorious old school Cybex hack, then that on top, there's a sticking point where there's a bit of like clotted oil that hasn't been cleaned up.
You have to bounce through it.
Yeah.
Oh man, that sounds awful.
That very hack squat, I think Luke Sando only hit 7 plates a side on it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Was there the thing is, I find that with different like pendulums. I remember when on the pendulum in what gym is it? The gym in Chester, which was Gymnasium 1. I don't think it's there anymore. Recently shut down. I think it changed. I remember going on there, and I think I got like 4 plates. Absolutely smashed it out of the park. I was like, oh. And I went to Dedicated Fitness, got on a Watson one or whatever it was. I put on like 2 plates either side and just went down the bottom and couldn't get back up. I was like, what the fuck is this? Right?
Yeah.
Fucking got killed. And at the gym where I go to now, they've got a pendulum. I was like, sweet. I was like, Jordan, they've got a nice pendulum. He was like, all right, swap V squat out, we'll do that. The pendulum's all good. Wicked. Go on it. And it's the same. It's the fucking heaviest fucking thing I've ever been on my fucking life. It's ridiculous.
I found that yesterday when I was in Ultimate. I was doing incline on the Smith. And in my gym, the bar, the actual rig, the bar, you get the weight of the bar. The Smith in the Ultimate, there's counterweights, so the bar doesn't weigh fuck all.
Oh,
so
right.
whereas usually you'd have like 3 plates aside, you can put 4 plates aside. You look super
Yeah, get the camera up.
Like, yeah.
Get this one on Instagram. Oi, you. Yeah. Get my phone, start filming. I'm going for it.
But then I'm fully aware that there's counterweights. The bar is not included no longer. So the weight is whatever the plates are. This is where people would go, fucking hit a PB today. So I've been doing 3 plates aside, 12 reps. And I'm doing 4 plates aside for 20 reps.
and then they write on their IG, guys, I touched new weights today.
Oh man, you start that shit.
Everybody's doing that now, man. Everyone is doing that. Touching new weights. Ooh, I just gotta run. I just want to run over to someone in the gym and go, mine. New weight. Fucking hell.
Ridiculous.
Wait, lick it.
Talking about touching new things, has anyone tried any new fucking products? We might as well start the product review. I wish we had a cut-off for some cool little jazzy music. Do you watch the Grand Tour? When they did they did the talk bit, what it was called? Conversation Street. We need that music right now. I wish I had it, but I don't. We're not that technical. Yeah, go on. Daniel.
What? So we're doing a product review, so it can be a supplement, product,
anything,
clothing, anything new.
You said you had something, Dan, so you can go first. While I think something.
I think Jin should go first. His birthday. You can have loads.
That's fair. That's a good point.
All right, I'm literally just got the biggest piece of rice in my mouth right now. Just give me like.
Rice. Holy fuck. Where'd you buy your rice?
Yeah.
I'm just, mate.
Chewing that like a piece of fucking steak.
Mate, everyone's put me on the spot here. You know when you like, when you get caught in class eating, and they're like, "Go finish it. You got to finish it." Everyone's looking at you like really embarrassed. Your throat's closing up and everything. You're like, "I can't eat." You got me on one of them.
Come on, hit us with the new.
Boom. Look at that. What a hero. He finished it. So, birthday today. Right, well happy. The missus has got me a coffee machine. Next level, mate. Up my coffee game. Just fucking to intergalactic, right? Fucking big nasty shout out. Anyway, so don't worry about this. Basically, Taylor's hot Java lava. Is that what it's called? Has anyone tried that one?
No.
Hot Java?
Yes, I have. Yes.
Right, mate. Fucking new levels. You want to try this? You get an espresso machine, put it in, it will blow your load. Right, I had it this morning. I think I messaged you guys at fucking, what was it? What time was it? 10:30? 11 o'clock?
11. Yeah.
I had this fucking coffee at 7 o'clock in the morning. I was still buzzed off my tits. I was still like, I had to go do a fucking 2,000 steps around the fucking pitch today, right, just to try and burn some of it off. I was fucking buzzed.
Are you sure it was coffee? Did it come from Colombia?
Oh, yeah, it did come from Colombia.
Got some Colombian coffee over there.
But yeah, that was banging. And I'm going to throw one out there as well, but before I lose it. You know those rain drinks?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. I tried one of them. Now, they're not bad either, right?
They are banging.
It's like a subtle... I paid £2.30 for it. Actually, the missus did. So I was a bit sceptical, because in the same place, they sell fucking White Monster for £1. That's not bad, right? You're getting you get it for £1, you're laughing. I was like, you know what? I'm inclined to trying it. Tried it, boom. The thing tasted amazing. It blew me tits off. It was subtle. It wasn't too like fucking like a pre-workout, but it was nice. Nice caffeine boost, fucking banging. I mean, I wouldn't compare it to a pre-workout because it doesn't have all the other stims and other products in. It was like, if you're just like me and a bit sensitive to the old caffeine, it'll just tick you. It was fucking lovely. It was beautiful. So yeah, you want to try that shit. But yeah, that's 2 things I tried.
I've got a Tassimo. How does it compare to Tassimo? Do you know?
Not the fuck's the Tassimo. Oh, that's just a posh pod one, isn't it?
Isn't that expensive shit?
Yeah,
I've got one of them.
No,
I've got the Nespresso.
No,
The George.
You two are like fucking rolling in it.
look at it. Yeah, these guys are fucking. They're lapping it up. No. This one's like one like you get from Costa, where you grind the coffee up, right? You can grind your own coffee if you want. If you're on that level, get a grinder. That's the next step. I've got to buy a grinder, right? Not a weed grinder. If anyone's like, oh yeah. Anyway, you pop it down, right? And you jam it in there, like that, and you press the button. It comes up. It makes a right racket. So when you do it at 7 o'clock, you live on a flat like me, it vibrates your floor. But you know, the person below me, tough. I'm bigger than him. So it just it fucking goes down, and you get this little coffee. It's amazing. Yeah, it was tits. It was tits. Look, I've got a fucking mug here as well. Look, because like if you didn't realise, I said I called my fiance my girlfriend. She bought me this. My girlfriend crossed out and put fiance. So I can remember when I was drinking my coffee.
Well, you know.
Yeah, it was yeah. So
if you guys want posh coffee. This is my pods.
What the fuck is that?
Mate.
Oh, mate, yeah. I've tried that.
Jesus Christ.
Mate, I've got boxes that don't come in boxes like that.
What is that?
Mate, they are fucking lovely.
The
amount of flavours you get, like.
What do you do again? What are you, a lawyer, doctor?
I'm a scaffolder.
He's a scaffolder who sells white powder on the fucking weekends.
So yeah, we've got, this is the Colombian roast. This one.
Yeah, that's the one you sell.
They look like fucking little bullets, don't they? How sick that is.
They are quite posh.
Just a bit, mate. Fuck me.
I do love a good coffee. I will pay a premium for a good coffee. I will not lie.
I mean, when you're in your depths of prep, the amount of coffees I was trying. I was a connoisseur at one point. I had about 10 different tubs on the side.
Yeah. So if you're out on the high street, where do you go for a coffee? You have the option of all the normal places, like Nero, Costa, Starbucks, whatnot. They're the only ones I know.
I think I'm a Starbucks guy.
Yeah, I'm a Starbucks guy.
I like Costa, and they do the special roast.
Ooh.
And I tend to opt for that. It's like 25p more, and it does taste that much better.
Yeah, that changes everything actually, because at the minute I'm only having decaf. Starbucks is better for decaf. Costa, if you're going for the full Monty, yeah, Costa.
Yeah, I agree entirely. Cafe Nero do a good coffee as well, though, I must say.
Oh, yeah, but I went in there the other day and I tried to use the toilet. Don't know if you saw my story, but I walked in there.
Fit.
What a shithole. What a shithole. It's like someone died in there, and there's a bloody toothbrush on the side with a bit of, with a little, I don't know what it was in there, but all I can assume was like human feces. Mate, I can use that. I'd use the female one. That wasn't as too good anyway as well.
You've got to be careful you're going to a female toilet.
You just identify as a girl.
Yeah. Just say, if somebody says something, I just say, did you just assume my gender?
Where I used to work, I took a poo in the girls' toilet when I was cleaning it. Without realising there were still girls in the gym.
It was after cleaning it.
I know, I cleaned one of them and I went, oh, I've got to go. I went for a shit. And I was like, oh, fucking hell, there's girls. And they were fucking knocking on the door. I was like, cleaner's in it. I was having a shit. It was very embarrassing. Come out, it stunk as well. Fucking like post-show poo, like stunk, you know what I mean? Fucking Burger King in there and that.
That's like that American Pie episode, isn't it? Where he has to run into the girl's toilet.
Oh, yeah.
Talking to her.
Fucking hell.
So, Sam, what did you try?
My product.
Yeah.
So I think I'll go with a supplement review because I'll leave. Go Josh first because what he's going to say is going to link onto mine.
Okay.
What I'm going to say is going to link onto yours.
I hope so.
Okay.
No, I mean, like genuinely, and it's not just because I'm sponsored by them by any means, but everything I use is Strom.
Yeah.
Simply because the whole range is all I need. Outside of that, I don't really have much. But one thing I did try, which I was very fortunate to try, where I tried it a week ago, I believe. It was a potential new product for Strom. It was a pre-workout and a pump formula. And they were superior to the current pre-workout and the Vascumax. It was like a heightened Vascumax, and the pre-workout was like Black Edition, but with added focus. I wasn't as off my tits, but I was zoned. And the best part, we were doing an open day at a gym up in Newtown, and we took this pre-workout, we're going to train, and we're in the gym, and they go, it's time for the Q&A. I'm like, oh, shit. And I'm like, I fucking just take this pre-workout. So I'm standing there, and I don't feel anything, and all of a sudden, I'm like, my foot starts going, and I start like, I'm like this, and then I'm like this, and I'm like this, I'm like this, and I just couldn't stay fucking still. But I had the sickest session. My pumps were just, they're incredible anyway, even now it's like 5 weeks, 6 weeks post-show. But the pump I had was just insane. And I had no crash whatsoever. And I was like zoned in on my session big time. So I don't know how much I could say about it, but if it does release, it was exceptional. And when it does, you will all know. But yeah, that's the newest thing that I've tried in the past week.
I like Strom products.
How did it taste?
How did it taste? It was incredible. It was Dr. Pepper flavor.
Did they still do the cherry cola one?
Yes, it's the fucking best.
That was the one when I first ever tried Strom. It was cherry cola. It was
Vascumax cherry cola.
And the what do they used to do? Fruit salad. Do they don't do the fruit salad flavour anymore, do they?
They do that in the OG Stimmy Max. So obviously they got the 3 Stimmy Max. They got the OG, which is just 200 milligrams of caffeine. They have the Pro, which is 200 milligrams of caffeine, 200 milligrams of juglans, and 250 alpha GPC for that focus. And the black is 250 caffeine, 200 juglans, and 200 sausage tree extract. So 650 stim.
Fruit
And that
salad.
bit
He
off
needs to get
your
a black edition in fruit salad. That was fruit salad flavour. Was like for me was game changer.
It still is the best flavour by far.
That's what I tried this week. Was the Stimulax Black Edition? That was sour apple. Was it sour apple?
Yes.
Oh yeah,
That was
I
nice.
think it's great as well.
unicorn piss is good.
The difference between, like, I tend to use Pro a lot more often. Pro is like, if you're more of a thinker, so if you go into your sessions, you think about what you're doing, you logbook and shit, and you don't just go and like rage and fucking lift heavy. You actually think about what you're doing. You're more of a cognitive trainer. Then the Pro would benefit you more. My coach James, he tried the Black Edition, got nothing from it. Literally, it was like, it didn't do anything for me. I give him the Pro, which is 200 less stim, and he was off nut. He was like, I'm ready to fucking train.
Have you seen the film Cranked? And Crank 2?
Yeah.
Right. So, for me, if someone who's like, I would say I'm quite sensitive to split stims, I took the first time I ever took the black edition. I was pacing up and down the gym, right? And it generally felt like Jason Statham when he he fucking charges himself up with that fucking pretend heart. And the whole session was like a Crank film for me.
Yeah.
And I hit like fucking, it was a good session, don't get me wrong, I was fucking out of my head. But it was, that's what it does to me, that stimulates. So I opt for a Vascumax. I actually buy Vascumax and I have a coffee.
What I could recommend to you, which also works very well, I do it every morning, a strong coffee and Neuro. And it gives you it sort of improves cognitive function.
I like the I'll try that Vascumax. It's nice, isn't it?
It's incredible.
Good, yeah.
I was going to say, talking along those lines, with the Neuro, you also take that towards bed, which is interesting. It's kind of how you pair it. So if you're going to pair it with caffeine, it's going to kind of accustom to that ingredient and help that.
Exactly. It's an adaptogen. So if you pair it with certain other ingredients, it does have a different effect.
I say that because I take now, like I'm within like an hour and a half before bed, I'll take Halcyon and Rhodiola. They're exactly the same, really, same ingredients. But I always find, like, I don't know if I'm a super responder to it, but I just go super chilled and mellow from that. It relaxes me. Like the Neuro's got 800 ashwagandha in. I add another 500 to a gram on top, depending on how I'm feeling. And that really gets me, like, down to here. Like, to a really nice place, you know? The guys don't realise as well with the ashwagandha, you've got to make sure it's the KSM 66.
Yeah.
Patented brand. I think Strom obviously use that, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's going to make all the difference. Otherwise, what else you buy is going to be pretty shit.
Yeah, 100%. Definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the thing. I mean, when you're investing in products, I know some are overpriced. Don't get me wrong. Some products are massively overpriced. But if you're paying dirt cheap for anything, like you go to Home Bargains, you can stock up on all your multivitamins, all your vitamins, everything. But it's shit. It's pure shite. You know, you're not going to get quality from poorly, like, very cheap products. It's just as simple as that. You get what you pay for.
Home Bargains is good for like bleach and fucking household things.
Yeah, exactly.
not
supplements. Like,
not supplements.
You can't go to Home Bargains, buy a fucking pre-workout and expect it to do the same as...
Yeah, to be honest, if you're buying anything where you buy your fucking floor cleaner from, you're not exactly going to get the best fucking supplements. I've got my fucking Flash and I've got my Bold. I'll fucking stock up on my fucking Omega-3 and fucking...
Yeah, but this is where people are so fucked. It's like people who buy shit. Like, for example, people will buy shit gear from an unreliable source just because it's gear and they're happy, even if they know it's shit. They're like, okay, still gear, still doing something. No, that's not how it works.
Nah.
I know people who say I'm running 2 grams of this and whatever, I'm just thinking, yeah, but your source is shit. If you actually use some proper good gear, you could probably get better results out of 500 meg.
Exactly, man. Well,
And I know that to be true as well, because in my cruise, I was using some testosterone I was just trying to use up, but a HIPC test come out on it. Someone tested it. It's fucking like 150 meg per mil, which would put me at TRT, which I'm not trying to be on TRT. I'm trying to be at cruise. Then as soon as I upped my standards and I moved to, are we allowed to say brands or not?
Yeah, if you want to.
Oh, so anyway, I was using Magnus. I used Magnus just to get rid of it because I had some spare. It's a Midlands brand. Then I moved to Sympholan. Now the Sympholan is 250 megamil as it should be, but the HIPC testing had it at 270 meg a mil. Overdosed. Now the difference of cruising on that than the Magnus was game changing.
I mean, overdose products are, it's better than underdose, definitely. But at the same time, it's still not good. You want something that's, I'd say, slightly under or bang on. Like, if it's over and you're trying to run 500 and it's over, you could be running 6 up to 7 and you don't even know it, you know?
That's a good point. Anyone else trying anything new?
I was going to say, because we spoke a little bit about, I got my blood work back last week. Basically, everything improved, and that was during a prep. So I went into prep with slightly higher hematocrit, just general RBCs. All my red blood count was high. What else was high? My lipids, my HDL was just out of the reference range in low end. Just.
Yeah.
This was after a blast.
Yeah.
What else was out? The most concerning thing that everything Jordan was like, yeah, okay, that's okay, we can get that sorted out. One thing we thought we have to monitor is my EGFR. My EGFR went down to 60, which is just out of the reference range. And which isn't good because generally EGFR, once it's down there, it doesn't get better. That's the thing with kidney health. Anyway, so I ran, what supplements did I use? I used Pycinogel 100 meg AM PM. This is for my kidneys I'm talking about. Pycinogel 100 meg AM PM. Made sure my blood pressure was in check with Systemax. Use that once a day, and I use a baby aspirin in the morning as well. What else to do for kidneys? Asparagus, I use the powder because if you use the tablet, you're doing like 15 tabs a day, which is expensive. If you use the powder, then a lot more cost effective.
How many grams did he put you on?
I did my own dose, to be honest. I didn't go for Jordan with that. Dante helped me out with that. Yeah, but I sent him my blood work and he went through and told me what to take. So I'm just going over what he did for me. So 8 grams in the morning, 8 grams in the evening, astragalus. What else for kidneys do I do? Yeah, that's it. Just make sure my blood pressure is good. And the astragalus, and my EGFR went up 12 points. Wow. And that's obviously in a prep where you're using compounds that are going to stress your kidneys more so, i.e. Tren, which I'd never used Tren before the prep, but it's amazing how much it can improve using all the subs, considering I went for a stressful period as well.
Yeah.
And then my red blood cell count, that also, it was high. So obviously having thicker blood is not a good thing. I used IP6, 500 meg AM and PM.
Yeah.
And that eventually, once I got them checked, I ended up below the reference range.
Fucking hell.
You're out of the doping range.
I know. So I need to stop taking that or to take some more gear.
What about you said you were monitoring blood pressure? Did the systole help at all?
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. It does. It generally does. So my protocol is that I use the baby aspirin in the morning, and that sorts my blood pressure out. Just puts it in range straight away in the morning if it is ever out. But it never is now because the Systomax, it's not something that I find just acts for the moment. It actually translates to the next day. It's crazy. Yeah. So I use the Systomax in the evening, and I can test in the morning. This is before even taking baby aspirin. My blood pressure, the systolic was below 100.
Yeah.
Below 100. I've never had blood pressure that low, so I need to stop taking my baby aspirin now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, my brother has been on blood pressure medication for 2 years now, I think, 2.5 years. He has an underlying sort of, his blood pressure is naturally high and they don't know why. I mean, my brother's completely natural. One of the reasons he isn't using gear is simply because his blood pressure is high and I don't want him to do anything that could make that even worse. But he can completely off medication and all he's using now is Systomax, and his blood pressure is better than when he was using prescription medication.
It's amazing.
And the prescription medication was not solving the issue, by the way. Like, he'd been taking this for a prolonged period, and it wasn't solving the issue. And now, with the introduction of Systomax, as opposed to medication, literally taking the medication completely out of the equation, his blood pressure has improved remarkably.
Yeah, that's incredible. Yeah, definitely recommend that product to everyone.
But it is one of those products that if you don't have high blood pressure, you don't need it. You know, you can actually faint if you take it and you have regular blood pressure or slightly below what would be normal. You know, you're 120/80.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good way. It's just good to regulate.
Exactly. I mean,
blood pressure.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I use that. It keeps my blood pressure good, but I had mine elevated to I know it's some people are some people a bit more freely, but mine went it was slowly creeping. You get to one the systolic was creeping. I remember it was 122, 125, and it was 127, and it was checking with Jordan. I was like, Jordan, this hasn't been happening. And he was like, that's still pretty okay. It was I used it in my part, and I was like, oh, I bought it on Tuesday, and it come literally the next day. And I was like, oh, cool. So
yeah,
did you find concerned about
that?
Yeah, I found it in that, and then I took my literally been using that. I'm taking my blood pressure, and it's in the morning 121/73.
That's
MPA, Love that's MPA, isn't it? Matt Porter's product.
No. That's Cardizole.
Cardizole. Oh, sorry.
Jordan. That's the one time Jordan only ever told me to use one of his products. He never ever told me to use any of his other products.
I was just going to say, Matty Porter's product. That's the one I was going to review. I hadn't used it recently, but after prep, when my blood's done, the only thing that come back high was my cortisol. I've got naturally sky high cortisol. That obviously backtracks into water retention, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I was taking that product. I was taking a servant before training and a servant before bed. Within 4 weeks, my cortisol was fantastic. It's never been that good. Even before taking gear, it's just been super high. It just mellowed me out as well. I weren't overthinking things. I weren't stressed out. It just put me at a nice, happy medium. And I heard before he passed, he'd done a review on YouTube, and I think he said something "Try it and you won't regret it." And honestly, it was probably one of the best products I've taken. I was trying loads of things to try and get my cortisol down, like the ashwagandha, stuff like that. Even smoking a bit to just try to chill out. And nothing.
Neuro helps massively with cortisol.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not a massive user on different products. I keep it to the bare minimum.
I mean that's totally normal. I mean, food is going to do the positive work for you.
Yeah, you get the health subs, and then you get most of it else from food and that. But that was one product that I went out of my way to buy.
Yeah. I was using it during prep. I noticed as soon as I pulled it out, my anxiety was so much higher during prep.
Was
Like
it?
the
Is
stress.
this Cardisol?
This is
Yeah.
a Cardisol.
Yeah, Cardisol.
Yeah,
Maybe it's because I liked it so much. It tastes nice.
Well, I did. It was just when I was getting home from work, I was training. I have like when I get home from work, I've about an hour time limit before then I have to be at the gym. Just so my evening flows nicely. And I was just getting so stressed out in that 1 hour period if things weren't going right, and I'll just settle me down. If I'm late, I'm late. That was sort of my attitude after that.
Yeah.
And then when you get home,
That is the beauty of those products, where they actually do work. Like I said, I go back to, obviously Neuro is the one that I use, and if I generally have a moment where I get extremely stressed, I mean, I take a scoop of Neuro, and I shit you not, within 15 minutes, I'm like, that was you. I'm like, what are you stressing about, dude?
I agree with the neuro shit. Yeah.
They act on different pathways though, and they don't do all the same thing. So you can use, I think, Neuro and Halcyon and all these adaptogens that you use with ashwagandha and theanine in them. I think they're brilliant to use, and I think most people should use them. I think we live in a world where there's so much more stress, but the cortisol product acts differently in the way that it's not just to calm you down. There is generally a benefit to your blood work, to your cortisol, which those products won't do. And that's important because increased cortisol for prolonged periods of time will lead to increased plaque buildup in the arteries.
Yeah, of course.
So it's slightly different, but could you imagine taking them together?
Yeah,
people like being stoned.
And speaking about all this, for anyone listening that doesn't monitor their blood work, fucking monitor your blood work.
Yeah.
Seriously. It's so important. Because otherwise you won't know, like, all the shit that we have been through and we found out due to getting our blood work monitored. If you're unaware of that and that continues to carry on, you know, you'll end up at a point where you're not going to be in a good place.
It's also, if you monitor the engine, you can perform better.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And like, the whole reason why you get your blood work is so you can see where you're at in certain things, so you can push the limits.
The thing is, a lot of what I find is a lot of people, they may have underlying issues that they're unaware of, but they sort of just become accustomed to how they feel on a daily basis. So it's just natural to them to feel a certain way, or to feel this, feel that, feel the other. Whereas if you're monitoring everything, then there could be a reason to why you're feeling this, why you're feeling that, why that is doing that and not that. And you just really need to take care of your fucking health, because without it, you have nothing. It doesn't matter how big and strong you are. You are not monitoring your health, then you will not be in a good place.
No. Yeah, not just that, just little things like that. People have like said, "Oh, you've done your rebounds so well," to me, and it's because I'm healthy.
Exactly.
That's all it is. Like if your liver's healthy, you're gonna be processing your food so much better. It's so important for
one thing I did do is when I went on all-inclusive holiday after my show and I started eating like a cunt, I went to I was like severe toothache, so I went to the on-site doctor, and she did my blood pressure, and it was like in the heat, mass amounts of food, dehydrated because you can't drink water out of the tap, and you have to get little 500 ml bottles, so you're struggling to keep up with hydration. My blood pressure was like 157 over 100. Legit, like, and she was like, and I was cool. I was like, okay, that's fucking high. I was like, well, come off the back end of a show, and I'm rebounding like fuck. I'm full of shit food. My blood pressure's bound to skyrocket. But then I was like, right, I'm gonna back off food for a couple of days. When I get it back then again, it was fine.
Yeah.
But had I not done that, I continued to push. Something could have happened, man.
Yeah, that's it, man.
If I continue to eat, fuck, God forbid that something would happen to me. But you never know. That's dangerous.
But it's not like something will happen you like straight away. It's what will happen, later on. 5 years down the line, if you just keep on doing that, then it's like
and then you're drinking on top of it as well.
Yeah, and it's like you've got kidney failure. What? And and for someone like yourself who's got everything going for you, that's your short-lived career.
That's why I honestly, all my clients and anyone that I speak to, it's like, regard gear and things like that. I'm like, look, before you think about anything, like, make sure you're fucking healthy. That is the main thing. I want a family. I want kids. I want to enjoy my life. There's more to life than bodybuilding and taking shitloads of gear, trying to get as big as you can and not worrying about the other things, taking themselves. That's not the way to go about this whole game,
So what overall product review?
Yeah.
Mine was the coffee and the rain.
Yeah.
Well, yours was the hidden product from Strom.
Correct.
Dan, what was yours again? That was a lot.
A couple. So ashwagandha and IP6. IP6.
I did it for you. I've done them. I like IP6. I stained my bottle with my curcumin. And then and what did you have?
I had a cortisol by Matty Porter.
Wicked. So they're the products. We all rate them pretty fucking good. I think we should move on to the questions because I've got a few.
So I'm gonna take a piss. You like start.
Okay.
So I start with some questions.
Yeah, who wants to go first? I'm gonna have to come out of the chat to get my numbers.
We best not because Josh has got interference. Let me go get a drink. They're coming up to the hour.
Tell you what, let's have a little break because I need a piss as well.
Right, piss break.
Piss break.
If you're listening to this, go for a piss.
Okay, here's one. How do you think the new record compares to your old classic stuff? Come on, Mikey, that record's crap. Wouldn't it be great if number one this Christmas wasn't some smug teenager, but an old ex-heroin searching for a comeback at any price? All those young cops. That make it really I'll be stuck in some dingy flat with the manager Joe, in this man in the world. I'm particularly enjoying the incredible crassness of the moment when we tried to squeeze an syllable into the fourth line. I think you're referring to if you really love Christmas, come on, let's know. So, here is one more time. Dark Horse this year's Christmas number one. After this, Prime Minister already.
Here we go.
I got a piss as well.
Yeah, I had a big piss.
He's back.
My piss was all clear as well, so I was really happy. There's nothing better than having a clear piss.
Oh.
During your piss is clear, it's like, yeah, look at me, I'm balling. I'm pissing clear, I'm laughing. Did everyone put questions up?
Yeah.
Did everyone get some questions?
I've got some good ones.
I've actually got some decent ones.
Let's not forget America is the most powerful country in the world.
What's that sound?
It's a bit of interference.
I like that interference. That was quite good. All right.
Sit down.
I've got some good questions. I've actually got one that we can all answer some of these. Is everyone back?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is Josh back?
Yeah.
Is he? He's not talking.
You there?
Can you hear him?
I can't hear him. I can see him though.
Yeah. He.
Is he muted it?
I don't think he's turned on his earphones, is he? Which angle looks better, guys?
Oh. Yeah, he's turned them off.
Which angle looks better? It looks like I've got no air on my head.
The upside down head.
Yeah, that's that Mastron, mate.
I've got a mass strong question actually.
That's one thing. I mean, I was like, someone asked me their cycle, and I was because Mastron's in. He was like, "Oh, say bye to your head," and I was like, "Yeah, I did the last one. My last cycle, I did Mastron for like 20 weeks. My head would fall out."
I think if you're bound to lose your hair genetically, you will lose it. Like,
yeah. That's
no matter what.
that's what the veterans
Do
say.
you want to do that question now? I kind of remember it off. I just remember it kind of how it went, not word for word, but it was basically on the basis of what's the role of Mastron in a bulk. I mean, I don't like the sound of the question, but that's what he said.
I don't know.
Jordan put it in.
That's his role.
That's his role.
So I always say to everyone, there's no such thing as cutting and bulking steroids.
I agree.
When it comes to injectables, but when it comes to orals, there are certain steroids that I'd never use in my off season to gain weight because they only give an aesthetic value. So Winstrol, Halo testing,
Viron, I'd say.
these things. These things, they don't benefit performance, so I wouldn't use them in off season. They're purely aesthetic drugs, hardeners whatsoever. But the role of Mastron in the off season, guys, like you used it in your off season before, or just generally like using it in general. If we're not calling them off season drugs or prep drugs, like what do you get out of them? What do you think about them?
My best advice when it comes to this stuff is literally, if anyone sort of asks me, send them in the right direction. And that's Jordan put on his website.
Yeah.
Literally, to be honest, because the guy who's going to answer that question the best is Jordan, and he's going to answer it with all the science. He's going to answer it with theory based, but in a practical way that people understand it. And I'm pretty sure he says, I can't remember what I'd have to get it out actually. I don't know off the top of my head, but I use it. I used it in my prep and I used it in my off season. But I totally agree with what you said about there isn't things such as bulking and cutting drugs. I totally agree with that, 110%.
Yeah.
I mean, well, Josh just said he's restarting his laptop. If anyone's wondering where he is. But my experience with anabolics is limited. Do you know? And like, so for me, it's literally, I'm not going to bullshit someone. I don't really know the answer to this off the top of my head. I'd have to do some digging around. And so, to be honest, there's actually like probably our coach is probably one of the best people who could give you that an answer. So I'd probably send you to him.
Well, in terms of using Mastron, I like it. Because, for one, using AI in hefty doses all year round, anastrozole is going to be harsh. That's generally the most used or overused estrogen control.
That's what it does, isn't it?
On the market. Using Mastron is going to act as a little bit of an estrogen blocker in itself. The same with Primo. Primo will do the same.
That's what Jordan says, doesn't he?
Yeah.
In his video, that's what he said.
I was just going to say that's good for reducing your AI use, so then your lipids take less of a hit. Also, there's evidence suggests that it will help free up free testosterone. Mastron will. The same that will do that as well is Proviron. So from now on, if I'm ever using on a cruise dose, I'll use 25 milligrams of Proviron with that, and it just helps increase your free test.
I don't know where the fuck we are, boys.
You're super loud, Josh.
Really?
Right.
Shit, bear with me.
That blew my tits up. But no, I'll rate that question. I've got a question. This is for everyone. Any of yous marijuana users, pros and cons?
That's fucking epic.
I guess he's American. Any of you marijuana users, pros and cons? Question mark.
Well, I haven't smoked probably since I was like 15.
I don't use any. I did use CBD for a bit, but I don't use any. I don't smoke weed. No, I mean probably when I was about 18, I smoked a lot of weed. And I do. If Christmas Eve, I'll probably have a joint. I'll probably smoke a joint. But I mean, it does have a lot of benefits. And I know that there's a lot of bodybuilders. I mean, Fuad and Luke, if you listen to their podcast, it's probably one of the biggest bodybuilding podcasts going at the minute. They all say a lot of people smoke. Even Dorian Yates said he smoked weed when he was doing it. Do you know what I mean? It's just, but I think it's more for a relaxing factor, just to wind down, to shut everything off. Just like we were talking about the strong products, literally just to shut everything off and to relax. And I guess when you get to something like 300 pounds, there's a lot more stress on the body than someone like myself who's like 210 pounds, 211. You got to think about these guys are 90 pounds heavier than me.
We talked earlier about my cortisol. Cortisol was so high, I tried everything. I tried smoking before bed, and that just, to be fair, just shut me the fuck up, and I went to bed. So that worked in that respect. But then I know people who smoke on a regular basis, and they can't get their life, like they can't do the day-to-day things. But then on the other hand, you wouldn't even know they smoked.
Yeah, but there's a difference then between. Am I still super loud, or is it cool?
No, you're good.
Oh, it's good. There's a difference between being someone who literally smokes every day, all day, like wake and bake. Then midday you got another spliff, and then you're smoking in the night, and you're constantly high, as opposed to someone who will smoke on occasionally. You're like, now and then I will have a few tokes of a spliff in my house, and I'll just be mellow for the evening. And the recovery benefits are great. I don't smoke because I like getting high. I generally smoke because there's a lot of health benefits to smoking weed. I don't rely on it. I don't smoke it every day. By occasionally, I literally mean once, maybe twice a week, depending on what I'm doing, who I'm with. And I don't find any negatives with it at all. I can function perfectly during the day. I wouldn't smoke during the day either. I think that's just stupid. But yeah, I find a benefit to once in a blue moon having a food toast better than fucking drinking.
There's definitely there's a lot of recovery benefits from
And do you smoke from a pipe or what? Do you from a spliff or
from a spliff? Just like
you go straight. Do you go straight weed or you mix
straight weed? Nah, tobacco is just bad for you, man. There's no fucking point putting that in. No, not at all.
You get like a rush of a spliff of tobacco in there. You get that nicotine high if you don't smoke. Facts.
But that's the thing you don't want. You can become reliant. Then the nicotine can become more addictive than the weed itself, and then you find. And then that's how people get.
But like if you're using it for relaxation purposes, why the fuck would you want to have nicotine in it?
Exactly. I think it's the first time I've ever said that I smoke occasionally, and I don't think anyone would ever think that I do because I'm not a fucking stoner.
Yeah,
you're not walking around wearing puff socks.
Exactly. That's. Well, that's the difference, though, man. I mean, people that smoke every day, all day, that's just stupid. That's just a waste of time. You're wasting your life. You can't operate correctly. As much as, if you do have a food tox and you are in that zone, I mean, it's better than being drunk. You still know where you are and you can still think straight and you can have some deep fucking conversations with people, man.
Yeah.
But it's not good during the day. I wouldn't go and see a client like that. That's just fucking stupid.
Yeah. All right, I got another one.
So what we should do, the pre-Christmas episode, we will buy some weed and we do it stoned.
Bro, I'm game.
Yes.
I haven't smoked since I was probably 19 in uni. There was a week where my sleeping pattern was fucked due to studies. Like I had coursework due in like 5 different pieces, so I was using it for my insomnia.
Yeah.
I haven't used it since then, so fucking hell, I'm gonna be sensitive.
I will say as well, during prep, it was a huge help, and not that I relied on it at all, but it did help me in terms of resting. If I was to smoke on a night, I would I would have a good night's rest, and I feel I benefited massively from that as well. But like I said, I didn't smoke every day because it's not one of those things you want to be reliant on. You don't want to be like, oh, I can't sleep unless I fucking have a spliff. That's just bad.
I was going to say it's just a tool. It's another tool.
Exactly.
Another tool as usual.
It's a good way to get your meals down as well if you're struggling.
Oh, I've got some good ones. Right, this one's good. So this will do you guys tickle your heads. So someone said, "Happy birthday, Ginger." Thank you, mate. My shoulders hurt so bad every time I do incline bench press. What do I do?
Don't do it.
That's what I was going to say.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Find out why. Like, go and see a specialist. Go and see someone who can generally diagnose you with this is fucked, that's fucked. Stop doing this, stop doing that. Yeah. It's not one of those questions you can just throw at a bodybuilder and then get a direct answer.
Stop doing the movement. Go see a physio.
Yeah.
It may be a problem you don't even have a clue what it's from. Like, if you're getting a pain in your shoulder, it could be coming from somewhere down your forearm. Because I was having shoulder pain when I was doing bicep curls. And it's because I had a bicep impingement that the tendon was tight. That was tying the bicep and the shoulder together, which was like looking like that. My shoulder was dropped. Yeah. But it was through from my bicep.
I had my neck cracked the other day and my back. I didn't even sign up for it.
No?
No, well, where I work, the guy came in and he was like, "Oh, do you want some tissue done?" I was like, "Okay, all right." And basically, we did these. He did the thing, the cups. Did some cupping on me.
Yeah.
I need to release some tension. I said, I do get a little bit of tight. I am quite tight. And then the other physio was like, "Yeah, he's fucking." Oh yeah.
Speaking of cupping,
here he is. Ah, look at him.
Look at the cupping.
Mate, that's fucking brutal.
Yeah. Put your back away, you cunt.
And anyway, he clicked my neck, man. That was pretty fucking crazy. Go see a specialist and get your fucking and stop doing the movement. I've got another one because I want to get these off because I think this is good. Right, this will be a really long question. So
1 minute.
What?
Just add on to that question. More than likely, you'll see your posture is shit. You're going to have a forward rotation in your shoulders because if you can't get your shoulders back and incline press, more than likely it's because you're front delt dominant. Work your rear delts. Go.
All right, everyone's got to shorten their answer real quick, right? Because this could take fucking an hour and a half. What made you get into bodybuilding, and what are your thoughts on Larry Wills? Really weird.
That's like, well, okay. I mean,
right. I'm going to say, I'll go say the thoughts on Larry Wills first. Everyone go around. I think Larry Wills is fucking crazy. Guy picks up some fucking heavy weights. He lifts them, and he's pretty fucking cool. He
looks good doing it. Like the guy is a fucking unit.
Little snippets of motivation, and then when he came over here, him and James Hollistead went and fucking did that food eating shit. I thought he was a bit of a character. So yeah, he won me over there. So that's my thoughts on Larry Wills. I think he's a hero.
Yeah, I like him.
I agree. I like him a lot. I have nothing bad to say about him. If you're looking for something bad, then it's the wrong place.
Read into his upbringing. It's quite motivational. He didn't have a good upbringing.
I was about to say that I watched when he was sponsored by Animal Pack in the early days when he was like 19, and he was a beast back then, or Universal, and then he just sort of progressed.
Wow.
Well, he's looking to get to what 160 kilos.
Fucking hell!
Yeah,
yes.
He's been training with Paul, hasn't he? He's been training.
Yeah, well, he's and his. I'm sure that Matt Jansen is doing his nutrition protocol, and he put on something stupid like 22 kilos in 2.5 weeks.
Yeah, I saw that video of him, one of those motivation videos of him eating, and he was eating like fucking packet lasagna. I was like, oh, that looks fucking. You know those fucking ready meals you don't know if it's plastic or it's cheese. He was eating one of those, getting them in.
But 22 kilos of body weight in 2.5 weeks.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
How is this possible?
I wonder what his blood pressure is.
Yeah.
I bet he was 158, fucking over 100. Fucking, that's a lot of weight to put on. That's like grabbing a fucking
That's like
big
50
sack.
pounds.
It's fucking
Fuck.
ridiculous. All right, and then this one. Oh, go on.
Look,
Oh, no,
and
no,
he
no.
said that his back pumps have stopped. Like, he's not getting back pumps anymore. He can walk. And I'm like, how?
Yeah.
50 pound in 2.5 weeks? I don't know.
I get
The
back
bands have
pumps
muted.
sometimes.
Oh, mate. Fucking.
So how did you guys get into bodybuilding, real quick?
Long story short, did Thai boxing, loved it, got injured, pretty much didn't do anything, smoked weed. And then I was like, my mum was like, right, you're going to the gym with me. I was like, all right, okay, mum, I'll go to the gym. And I met a guy who was pretty like into bodybuilding. He was like a bro. And yeah, pretty much from there. And then I did a few months. No, not even that, not even a few months. About 2 months down a fucking little commercial gym. And he was like, you need to come to this gym called Hanley's. I was like, oh, what's that? Went in there and it was like a bodybuilding gym with all fucking bodybuilders in there. I was like, oh, sweet, signed up there. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So my mum got me into bodybuilding, pretty much. Watched a lot of fucking Arnold and that sort of shit. But long story short, you get the long version if you want. Just we'll make another fucking video.
Yeah, we'll probably get into that more so another time.
Yeah,
And
yeah, that was me.
Me?
yeah,
I was fat as a kid, big time fat. So then my dad had a lie about my age, said I was 16 when I was 14 to get me into the gym. Lost a load of weight, got into rugby, got some size from rugby, got injured in rugby, started bodybuilding. Training for bodybuilding, then I decided, right, I reckon I could step on stage. It was about that. But someone approached me at the gym, which is my coach now, and said, I think you should have a go at competing and see how you fare. I was like, really? I was like, I'm not really sure. And it sort of pushed on me a bit, but I'm glad I did.
Yeah, very similar. I think everyone has that. The guy at the gym who's like, you should compete. Have you thought about it?
I was like 17 at the time. I was like, I don't want to go on stage. So I trained for bodybuilding purely for 2 years, and then got on stage at 19. Loved it. Loved every second of it.
awesome.
Well, you, Josh?
I got into bodybuilding. My old man used to compete amateur, and I used to go to the gym with him when I was like 2. Literally, he'd take me to the gym. And then when I was living in Spain, I started the gym at 16, opened my own gym at 17, moved back from Spain when I was 20, and then met my coach, James Llewellyn, and started competing.
It's fucking lovely. Dan?
Yeah, another time I want to learn more about that. I saw your post on IG and just thought it was really interesting.
Yeah, it's a hard
about
time,
your
man.
own gym and stuff. Yeah, we'll talk about that in depth. Like, I really want to go into that.
Yeah, we should all go in depth because we all like probably skip
Yeah, so
major things, but we're just trying to be quick because we're coming up to the hour and 20 mark.
yeah. So basically, I grew up in a household. Everyone's male, aside from my mum. So like alpha kind of. You know, everyone loves wrestling and WWF at the time, everything like that. And you see the figures. They're all fucking huge. And I saw Dave Bautista and I said, I want a bit of that. That's a bit of me. But anyway, my dad was crazy into training and he used to come home from work. I never used to see him a lot. He'd come home from work, grab his gym bag, go to the gym. I was about 5. And one day I hid in the boot of his car and he drove to the gym. I popped out the back by the time he got there. So he had to take me in there with him. And he said to the receptionist, this is our old hardcore gym, bear in mind. Sorry, his mum's at a PTA meeting like, at the school. He's going to have to come in with me. There's no one to look after him. Sat down watching him train. And I was just like, fuck, this is cool. Just everyone at that age, you look at everyone and everyone looks fucking huge.
Fuck yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mate, I was legit the same with my old man. I was exactly the fucking same.
That's fucking crazy.
That's a cool story. No one in my family trained. I was 4 when I started doing it.
Yeah.
My brothers were bodybuilders as well, but they've all moved on now. They were quite big. Luke was the last one to stop bodybuilding, but he's on to CrossFit now. But yeah, I used to be deep into it. I used to always find like little boxes of fucking tamoxifen everywhere, whatnot.
That's wicked. It's fucking sick. That's crazy, man. Like, I know it's weird hearing people who come from a household where they've had other bodybuilders. Where, like, for me, say with Ant, no one was into bodybuilding. They were into keeping fit, and that was probably it. My dad's
keeping fit.
They done marathons, and my brother's heavy into doing like marathons and triathlons and shit. And there's me who just, I want to get swole.
My old man was a.
Go on, man.
My mum was a bouncer, and like all his mates were fucking. Well, to me, they were fucking units.
Yeah,
you know, and they just all fucking probably deballed up to their fucking. And just fucking, we were sitting around the house, and like they'd be fucking playing on the PlayStation, and all of them just like fucking huge. I was like, I need to be big. I need it. Yes, it's crazy, man. How you get just drawn towards that.
You play a sport as well, kind of at the same time, because to help that sport or not, or was it just pure bodybuilding?
I fought for 8 years, and I competed, but I had to end up stopping just because bodybuilding like just lit a fire in me that fighting didn't at the time.
Did you find with fighting you were getting injured, which was stopping you training in the gym?
No, not at all. I just found that the more muscle I had, the more it hurt when I was getting hit.
See, I found with rugby, I was playing rugby Tuesdays, Thursdays, and then match on a Sunday or Saturday. I was knackered, like beaten up from that, to then transition into training for bodybuilding. They weren't going hand in hand, so I had to sacrifice more rugby to more bodybuilding because, like you say, that was what lit my fire at the time.
Yeah, like I was fighting and training when I had the gym, and I was working from 7 a.m. till 10 p.m. and training like 2-3 hours fighting, 2 hours of weightlifting. I was like fucking hyperactive all the time. I had energy to do everything, and I still wouldn't fucking sleep, man. So I would just be like doing all of this, doing classes for fucking all our members and shit. So I was just always like, fucking go. But in the end, I realized like I was getting slower as I was getting heavier in fighting, and I wasn't growing as quickly as I wanted to. So it was like, right, something's got to give.
Yeah.
All
right. Has anyone got any other questions they want to say? Some good ones?
I've got a good one.
I can go through my phone. My screen would disappear, but I'll go through my phone and have a look.
I've got one here if we want to go.
Go on.
Shoot.
Okay. Would you ever try a vegan bulking diet just to have a backup evidence why you're against it and that you think it doesn't work?
Suck your mum. That's all I'm going to say.
I would.
Oi!
I genuinely would.
Not suck my mum.
The one thing with that is, I know that what I'm doing is working, so I wouldn't sacrifice the time that I have.
Yes.
To make progress for it, but I would try it.
Yeah.
At some point, I would like to give it a go.
Oh man, this vegan stuff's getting to me.
I think it's a bit too overhyped, and that people take the piss. If you're vegan for the right reason, that's cool. If you're vegan because it's in, you're a cunt. And I would like to try it and see if there are any differences in terms of how I feel, how I function, etc. Just for my own reasons. Yeah. But it wouldn't be to save the planet, because I'd happily kill a cow and eat the cunt.
Yeah.
Well, what was the question again? All I heard was vegan, and it's got me going. It's got me going.
Would you ever try a vegan bulking diet just to have a backup / evidence / proof to why you're against it and that you think it doesn't work?
No. Pass.
But there's this person assuming that all of us are against it and all of us are saying it doesn't work. Because, I mean, you can bulk being a vegan. You just got to eat a shitload of food.
Lots of people are against it and say it doesn't work. We might as well try and say, I'm not saying you're saying it lots.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's just asking for an opinion, basically.
Okay. That makes sense.
I'm agree with Josh. If you're vegan because of your religion or your strong beliefs, cool. Whatever. However, for me, I want to be, as previous in the videos, a motherfucking ginger-ass monster. I tell you what, it's not optimal for me to be a vegan. everything I do is optimal for me to progress. End of. I'm not against it, right? Whatever, blah, blah, blah. But I tell you what I am against is you vegans giving me messages or whatever, or going up to other people and fucking pushing it on them. A little old lady fucking eating her Big Mac. She's like 90. A vegan come up to her and be like, "Ah, man, she's 90.
Yeah,
Leave her alone."
that's just disrespectful, though, man. But that's like anything. People get offended by stupid shit because they feel like it's simply aimed at them directly.
Yeah.
Whereas, I don't go up to people in the gym who are running and go, "You should lift some weights because you want to look like a bodybuilder." That would just be disrespectful to them. Not everyone wants to look like a fucking bodybuilder. No one wants to be fucking vegan. Yeah. This is as simple as that.
Yeah.
Whatever flows your boat, really. I wouldn't try it because I wouldn't want to risk wasting any of my bodybuilding years.
Exactly. Yeah. That's exactly my point.
We're all going to say both that.
Optimal.
Yeah.
I'll try it after bodybuilding has sort of died down for me.
Yeah.
Just to sit, like you say, like an experiment yourself, see how it feels, etc. But then you get people ranting on about, you should be vegan, you should be vegetarian and that. But they never built their physique being a vegan or a vegetarian. They built it on a meat and potatoes basic diet.
Exactly. That's the thing. I think that's the thing that gets overlooked a lot is a lot of athletes who are vegans now built their foundation.
Of course they did.
When they were eating meat products, etc.
Name an IFBB pro who's a vegan.
Isn't it Kai Green at the minute, isn't it?
Is he?
He put something up not long ago about
he doesn't have a grapefruit.
Yeah, he's got that one. Yes. What, has anyone got any other questions? You got other questions?
Yeah. He's weird. Right, so who are your aesthetic idols? Now, interpret that question how you want to.
I mean, I know where he's going with the question. I understand it completely. Who do you aspire to be like in bodybuilding?
That's how I interpret it.
That's the way I see it. Because aesthetics is a very open-ended question. You could see aesthetics as small waist, wide fucking shoulders, or you could see it as just fucking huge, and that's to you is aesthetic. Aesthetic is the look, So who do you aspire to be like? I think the question would be.
In the eye of the beholder.
Exactly.
Go around and see who we aspire to not look like, because you look like yourself, but you like the look of the best.
Dorian mixed with Luke Sando, with Jordan Peters' strength and my hair.
Yeah, but I think Luke is stronger than Jordan.
I agree.
Yeah.
I had this conversation with Jordan. I think he said he's stronger in some lifts and Luke's stronger than others.
Overall, Luke's stronger.
I don't care. I'm sticking to it. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm similar to Josh there. I love Luke's. I love Luke's physique. It's massive class, Yeah. I think it's beautiful. As long as he can keep his stomach intact, great. But I love, Luke Sando, Dorian, Mike Francois. Teo had a very, very lovely physique. Lots of mass, but still kept a lot of class and a brilliant poser as well. Was Tom Prince.
So I missed that.
Don't know, NPC Nationals.
You're breaking up.
Tom Prince.
Tom Prince.
Tom Prince.
Yeah.
Yes.
Watch, I think it was 96 NPC Nationals. Mate. Obviously, the lighting does him justice.
Of course, but mate, you don't see that. I mean, what is it with cameras back in the day that they made that condition look insane?
Yeah.
Cameras are too good now. They show too many flaws.
It's true.
Mine would be obviously I'm going to be different to you guys because of just my overall style. I mean, I don't really look up to anyone, but I look at physiques like Sean Ray, Flex Wheeler. Those are, in my eyes, the beauty of bodybuilding, the epitome of what I would class as bodybuilding.
They are to me as well. They're just, I know if I could ever look like anything, I'm not saying I ever would, but I'm definitely not taking the shape of a Flex Wheeler.
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah, no. Yeah. And this is, I think, something we covered on the first episode, is we will always look towards what we can...
What's attainable.
What's attainable to us and our... obviously our physiques and how we flow, because we all have completely different shapes.
Well, me and Dad said earlier, I've got really big joints. So we all know, like, Antoine, what's his surname? Antoine?
Valon?
Yeah, I've got a bit of a physique like him, big joints, just generally heavy joints. Whereas, like, someone like, who else do we compare it to? Reed and Grimes, they're totally different physiques.
Yeah, I agree.
Yes.
They're both huge.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah, my joints are tiny. I'm never going to be fucking massive.
I've got another question. So, when you're in the gym, this is from, I understand I know him, really nice guy. So, when you're in the gym and someone interrupts you, how do you get them to fuck off?
Tell them to fuck off.
Yeah.
Depends if you got your headphones in or not. You slowly start putting it back in, and you walk away.
Yeah.
No, I mean, you, in the nicest way possible, you just go, "Yo, bro, I'd love to chat, but I've just got to crack on my set."
I'm losing my pump, bro.
Yeah, exactly that. I'm never rude. I'm on it.
No, you can never be.
If you want to catch me after. Right now, I'm preparing for a massive deadlift. I'm thinking about slitting throats and fucking whatnot.
That's a point. What gets you guys going? Like, what gets you zoned? Do you have a specific type of music? Do you have like thoughts that you think? What really gets you ready to fuck shit up?
Thinking I'm thinking
you're gonna lose.
Just gonna be a loser, or just a fucking. I don't know. I just think some real dark shit.
Yeah, something that shouldn't really.
I don't train with headphones in. I train by myself today. I don't have headphones. I get if I've got headphones, I get very angry. Like, I'll think of like I'll get all my anger and I'll use it in every set. I train really angry, which is probably not good. But that's the way I train. But if I've had headphones in, and it will be like this, it will be hitting me, and I've just ripped them off. I've just ripped them. And like no one else is people is like, you just see some ginger around who just ripping his fucking headphones. Yeah, I can't fucking stand all the phone in the pocket. I can't stand that shit. And then, do you know what I mean? And that's some of the best sets I've ever done. It's just like so fucking ready to go. But yeah, I just think I'm really angry. Something that pissed me off. I just think, no, like, this set's do or die. Do you want to fucking do you want to come second again? Do you want to be at the back of the pack? Do you want to just be, you're a fucking wet, you're a loser? All right, I'm going. Yeah. I used to have a training partner who used to call me a pussy all the time, and that really pissed me off. Not like to the point where it actually pissed, but it would be like, no, I'm going to show you who a pussy is, mate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That kind of thing, yeah.
I did sort of, say I'm getting ready for a set, I literally sit there in silence, headphones in or headphones out, and just think it through. And you start getting yourself pissed off. As you're sitting there in silence, your foot starts tapping, your hands start tapping, and then you know when you're ready to go.
Yeah. Like I'll get angry sometimes. Like not angry. I'll just be, come on, you cunt.
Yeah,
and then
talk to yourself.
But a lot of the time, I just think, pro, Olympia.
Yeah,
let's go.
Yeah, mate, you want it.
I PB'd on fucking Adele in my ears. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't need no raging music to get me going. Honestly, if I listen to a song, I can listen to fucking Lewis Capaldi, and if that's what's getting me in the zone at that moment in time, that's what I'm listening to.
Oh yeah, my music can go to something like The Architects to Taylor Swift within about 10 seconds. They both do the same job.
The music for me, it's just there to block out the bullshit. People talking. With me, so when I'm outside the gym, you'll never find me ever high rate, angry, like no road rage, nothing like that. I save it all for the gym, and I got that from Dorian. When you walk inside the gym, you flick it.
You channel your anger.
It's got to be on a very short circuit, and you've got to know when to use it. When you're getting ready for every set is like that. Every set's to failure, but there's only so many sets that you can go to
capitalize on
such a dark place that you could only use that once.
Yeah.
And typically, and you've got to be very specific with what exercises you use that on, because you can get yourself injured.
Yeah,
very easily.
Oh.
Yeah, if you use it on a bicep curl, you're probably going to rip your bicep off. So I'll use it for like a deadlift or something like that. I'll go into the set. I'll have the music I'm playing is usually something quite emotive. People think I listen to metal. I do listen to metal, but for the big sets, it's often very slow. It's got words. It's got meaning. Wherever the meaning comes from, whatever. And so I'll let you into really what I think about a lot of the time. So I think about my mum. We've been through quite a lot, me and my mum. Like she's everything to me. What she's got me through and got me to. And the thought of letting her down, I will approach that bar. I'll be in fucking tears. And best believe that whatever I'm trying to achieve, it will happen. There's no one. If anyone even tries to interrupt me as I'm trying to strap out that bar, they can't get through to me because I can't see them. They're not there. No one's there at all. It's like it puts you in such a zone that you're in your own world, literally. But to be like that, you can truly use that up once to really go to that place.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. When you're in that place, it's a very you come out of it and you're like,
"Fuck, did that happen?"
But, yeah.
Where was I? Legit, like you literally. You're so deep into your own head that you just away from everything that's outside of you.
I think you need a very creative mind to be able to go to that place and actually make it seem like it's happening.
100%.
Make it feel real.
Do you know what the weirdest thing is? When you look back, do you think like that's my happy place? I like being that focused.
No.
It's my happy place when I'm in the gym.
I like being in that. I like being that focused. I love that initial moment before a set.
That one set. I'm not saying that's what I think about specifically because that's private to me.
It's
along those lines. It's along those lines that gets the beat going.
Yeah.
And once
just little
you
triggers.
build that momentum.
Yeah, there's, like for me, he's more either those little triggers, but also it's like. That I love that, and it's the focus and just smashing it. It's like today is a good example. Go on.
I was going to say, you know that feeling when you start getting into that zone, and you get the okay, so the one bit of feeling like that, and then the beat starts.
See, I don't listen to music. Okay?
That's what's going on in your head. The beat starts gaining momentum. Then you get up to that point where you could rip someone's head off.
Do you express internally or externally? Because I express internally. I'm very calm internally. All my sets. I never I'll strap up to the bar and just be like, I'm just ready to go. Like I don't need to be like rah.
It's internally, but if you watch any of my videos, like maybe on a deadlift, you could probably see it crying. How it comes out, I could genuinely not tell you unless I've recorded it.
I put a video up of me I was doing a banded RDL, and someone walked past me while I'm mid set, and I literally I'm like this, and then all of a sudden I'm like, I could have killed the cunt, mate. I happily could have, but I was like, don't let get you. But I was inside me. I was like, you can't. Now I'm gonna do 3 more because I will hurt you otherwise.
I can't walk after this set. Otherwise, I'm gonna fuck you up.
I don't know if anyone's ever had this, but you said express externally or externally. I'm very interested. So I was getting ready to go up to the squat bar. I had a spot behind me, and he fucking slapped me on the back.
Oh, you can't.
Yeah,
I like that.
you see,
Did you turn around and smack him around the face with a
Yeah,
fist?
that's the thing. I turn around and punch cunt.
yeah, I completely out of my zone. That
No.
one.
Yeah.
That's one thing as well. I think. Sorry to interrupt, but in regards to music as well, if you do listen to music, I find sometimes something that's a bit too high rate can take me out of the zone because I lose my focus.
Yeah, I agree. That was just that time. I just literally, I turned around and the look I must have given him just sent him off.
And it's also like I train my brother all the time. And he knows how to, just as I do with him, he knows how to deal with me in sets. If I'm training with someone else and they start screaming at me, I'm like, just calm down.
Yeah.
Shut
I've never trained with anyone who can put me in that place. It's always been myself to do it. No one's ever been able to say something to me like, I don't know, 3 weeks out or something like that. It doesn't do it for me.
Yeah. Oh no, the thing is, me and my brother were like this. Like we do have this crazy. I'm very fortunate to have him and to be able to train with him. And he helped. Prep is not the same without him. I can guarantee I would not be the same person on stage if I didn't have him to drive me. He does help me a lot. And my missus does as well, to be honest. We train together sometimes, and she knows how to deal with me as well. And it's a very good thing, man, because a lot of people struggle to find a good training partner. And if you've got one or two, you're very fortunate.
Same. I've got about 3 people. My missus, we train like once or twice together a week. But she knows how to just get. She knows what to do. She'll just stand back and let me do my thing, and then I might be like,
exactly.
just slap me as hard as you can on the back. Call me just call me a fucking pussy, and she'll just do it.
To me, if I had to get someone to do that to me, it feels fake and feels put on. Then I'm just thinking like
it's not like I need to. When you're training
individual.
with someone, I like them to be involved in the session with me.
Yeah, same.
You know. So if I'm training on my own, I get myself in the zone no matter what. It's an inevitable. I know how to deal with myself. I'm in touch with myself enough to be able to put myself where I need to be. But if I'm training with someone, I like someone who can go through that with me, if that makes sense.
I like someone who won't fucking pull up the bar too early or anything like that shit.
Yeah, that fucks me up.
Just shit like that. That someone who can tolerate me, me. Someone who doesn't mind taking plates off.
Yeah, and someone who can read you as well. Say for example, you know, like especially this comes back to prep. If I'm in a set and I feel like I'm done because I'm just tired, and my brother goes 2 more, I know for a fact he can see 2 more reps. Yeah. He's not going to make me do them if they're not there, and that helps massively.
Yeah.
That's like when I was off the back of my end of my shows, and Dan was about 3 weeks out, and I spotted him, and I could just see, you know, he has no place in taking them plates off the machine. You know, he's fucked. So, you know, I'm feeling good. Just don't even tell him. Just take the plates off. Do you want me to do this? Do you want me to do that? You know, you step up to the mark, don't you?
Yeah, totally, man.
That's what
100%. 100%. And also, for anyone listening, it's not always like that. Like sometimes I go into the gym and it's a shit session. I'll walk out half like at the beginning because I'm just not there. If I can't get in the zone, I will not. I'd rather not. Today's a rest day.
Yeah, sometimes you feel like you just go around in a circle if you can't get in there.
I think Dan's a bit tired.
Mate, it's the halcyon.
It's killing you. It's killing you.
This is the product review right now. You can see me. I'm fucked. I'm ready for bed.
We have been on you for a while. Obviously, I went off at some point, so I don't know exactly how long. But do you wanna shut it down here, and we'll just continue?
We've covered.
I think this was a much more successful episode than episode 1.
Yeah, there's a lot of information in this episode all at once.
Yeah, I feel like we tickled a few subjects. We didn't really go into them, but it was enough.
We had
Yeah, definitely.
We had a catch up. We done the product reviews.
And we did the questions.
Hopefully,
And we just had a bit of rage. So
yeah. Hopefully next week we'll have a guest. We won't say who, but hopefully we'll.
That
have
will
him
be
on.
very
It'll be
good. I'm very
one.
much looking forward to that.
And that's going to be our pre-Christmas episode. I expect everyone to be wearing Christmas jumpers.
I was about to say this. Everyone
Christmas
has
hat.
to be, because I'll be wearing my Mrs. Claus outfit, but that's just because.
Whatever, man.
I love that. I can't wait.
Outfit.
That'll be your new favorite porn category, Josh.
Mrs.
Claus.
Mrs. Claus, the Ebony edition.
Majestic Mrs. Claus.
Elf on the Shelf, Josh edition.
Elf. You know what? I think someone did. I think I posted the photo once, and someone went elf with a shelf. So that's called compliment. I'm sure.
Did you guys watch the Pornhub advert for last year's Christmas?
Yeah.
With the old man.
No.
They get him a present, like a card in it, and you don't know, like I think it's the guy or the girl passes it to her or his granddad, and he smiles and he's so happy. You don't know what it says in the card, but you expect it to be something really sweet, some kind words. You see the other side, and it's a subscription to Pornhub Premium.
Yeah. All right. I think on that note, we'll end this podcast here.
Right.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Hope you enjoyed.
1 minute. Quote of the week.
Quote of the week.
Right. So this one, I want to do this every week. Find a quote just to end on. I like this one. Now, I'm going to have to credit someone for this. So Ella Crouch, who trains at our gym. And
Yeah, I know.
yeah, the quote is, I love this. Unfuck yourself. Be who you were before someone dimmed your beautiful shine. I fucking love that quote.
That's gorgeous.
I like that. I like the best bit about it is unfuck yourself.
Yeah.
So I love that.
That's a very good quote, though, man. You just got to own your shit.
Yeah.
What was the rest of it? Unfuck yourself.
Unfuck yourself.
Be who you were before someone dimmed your shine.
Yeah.
That's a nice
Love
one.
that. Love that.
Nice.
And on that note,
On that bombshell, get massive.
Yeah, massive.
This
All right,
was